Thanks to its Hollywood depictions, the word psychopath triggers interest just as much as fear, but you wouldn't want to meet one. People with psychopathic traits can be incredibly dangerous. 1% of the human population are thought to be psychopaths. That means there are 70 million psychopaths out there. With that many, you should be able to identify them. Here are 10 traits of a psychopath. Glib charm. One thing Hollywood gets right is that psychopaths are very charming people, coming across as warm and trustworthy, but their charm is purely superficial. Psychopaths are aware of how different they are, and to hide it they carefully study people they want to charm and adjust their own personality accordingly. The truth is, they will say anything to be perceived as the perfect friend or business partner. They are master manipulators. They also tend to make more use of eye contact than other people, and that's something all the most charismatic people do. Intense eye contact is an easy way to make people feel a connection to you, unless you do it too much. Manipulative nature. As I just mentioned, the psychopath is a master of manipulation. In the workplace, they have their co-workers confront each other and then capitalize on the ensuing conflict. In relationships, they have their partners feeling guilty, believing they are the ones committing the abuse. When confronted, they use the other person's empathy against them by playing the victim whenever possible, and that usually gets them off the hook. They see empathy as a weakness that can be used to manipulate normal people. Their success in manipulation ultimately comes down to them being good at lying. General intensity. Psychopaths require less sleep than normal people. It's linked to their genetics, although it's still unclear why. One theory is the psychopath's need for constant stimulation. They do tend to have abnormally high levels of testosterone. It might be because of the quality of their sleep. They don't tend to toss and turn during sleep, remaining quite still, which is known as dead sleep. Maybe dead sleep is simply superior. Grandiosity. This means a delusional sense of superiority. Psychopaths believe they are more important than anyone else, and also more talented regarding any skill or practice. They feel entitled to as much money, sex, and power as they want, in an almost theatrical way. In the official psychopath test, grandiosity is the first factor. It's a major red flag to be aware of. Failure to accept responsibility. The natural outcome of not being concerned with morality is a refusal to accept responsibility for doing bad things. Accepting blame would mean they lose social credit, which would hinder their predatory efforts. Psychopaths are constantly playing cat and mouse, looking for a new victim to support their parasitic lifestyle. So they use glib charm to convince people they are never to blame and have been unfairly scapegoated. Susceptibility to addiction. Several traits make them more prone to addiction. Firstly, they're incredibly impulsive, so gambling while drunk isn't unusual for them. They simply have less willpower than normal people. They also feel the need for constant stimulation, which may be another reason for their lack of sleep. They are constant thrill seekers, usually failing to complete any task that doesn't excite them. In many ways, they're more like hamsters than people. Aversion to monogamy. Apparently, they're prone to being unfaithful. It's partly due to their impulsiveness and need for excitement, but also their minimal ability to form emotional connections. People think they feel no emotions. They do, but in a very dulled experience. So although others may feel deep emotional connections with them, it's unlikely they would feel the same way, and would therefore feel no obligation to stay committed. Lack of drive or realistic goals. Despite feeling entitled to money, power, and high status, they aren't exactly productive workers. They never build balanced lives or businesses or really do anything of much value. So in order to achieve the wealth they desire, they live parasitic lives, taking advantage of others. Although there are some environments where they do well. Some banks and financial firms are known for willingly hiring psychopaths. They actually use the psychopath test to select employees. Speech patterns. Psychopaths have different patterns of speaking than normal people. Ironically, their speech is less fluent, with a tendency for using subordinating conjunctions. These are filler words, like saying because or like when it isn't needed. We all do this sometimes, but psychopaths do it a lot more. It's because they carefully think about everything they say, as to avoid revealing their true nature. You may have noticed my own speech patterns are slightly unusual, but I promise I'm not a psychopath, although that's exactly what I would say, isn't it? Lack of empathy. This is the mother of all psychopathic traits. It's a lack of ability to understand the pain of others. Most people feel sorry for others during times of hardship. It's an evolutionary feature of our psychology to help ensure group survival. But the psychopath doesn't tend to feel sorry for anything other than themselves. This lack of empathy is why causing harm to small animals is often an early sign of psychopathy. There is some evidence to suggest they can be trained to feel empathy, but I wonder if the test subjects were merely faking. So that's the end of this video. If you want to support this channel, you can do so simply by leaving a like. And if you want more content from me, I have a second channel all about politics.